your time to speak about season two of Yo Gabba GabbaLand. What excites you most about the new season?
The new season, well, look, my heart is always in music, and I don't know if you could tell from Yo Gabba Gabba, but it's a music show at heart. And I am just over the moon by all the songs that we made. Because it's not just like other kids' shows where it's just one songwriter, churning out a bunch. It is just the bands that we love, the artists, everyone is pitching into this beautifully. So music is kind of where my heart is, but there's so much more. There's like animation stuff. I know Christian's excited about some of that.
For sure, for sure. I mean, animation. There's like new characters. There's people we get to meet. The King of Spaghetti. There's all kinds of new places to visit Yo Gabba GabbaLand, and I think overall that's what we're most excited about in bringing Yo Gabba GabbaLand to life with Cammy, of course, Kamryn, and is the opportunity that kids have to go and find all these new places and things and discover, new horizons and not only in like literally the world of Yo Gabba Gabba, but also figuratively, we're introducing new music to them and new animation styles and different things and it's kind of just like a big pot of love for our kids. It's just a big bowl of fun, and like that's what we wanted to give our kids from the beginning, and we're just so excited now that it feels like all the episodes coming out in the season two is just like complete. It's just like a complete thing. Like it's good. And there's so much. There's so
There's
much to talk
so
about.
much.
Yeah.
Well, let's unpack that a little bit further, Christian and
Yes.
Scott. You
Unpack.
can add
Unpack.
on.
Yeah.
How
Mhm.
does season two expand? I know you just touched on it, but just to deep
Mhm.
dive a little bit more, how does season two expand or evolve the world of Gabbaland?
Well, one of the things that we did in the opening title sequence when Cammy brings the magic, that's very much representative of a child that's bringing her imagination or their imagination to the table, to the game. And something we all did as kids is, whether it was a little piece of wood or an action figure or something, but we always had an imagination about what we're doing or going somewhere. And Yo Gabba Gabba Land fixes to unlock all of that, and really the opening title, opening it up. We talked about this many times, Scott and I, is like if we're singing a song about, turning the lights on or turning the lights off or tying your shoes, but there's a kid that's watching the show and they're distracted by somewhere up on a mountain in the background, or they I wonder what's going on over there in the woods. That's almost more important than what's happening in the foreground, is to continue to give children the imagination that they have, but it feels like sometimes gets taken away by this. So many things are automatic nowadays for children, like just the thinking is done for them. So Yo Gabba GabbaLand presents kind of an abstract world that kids can think about, but they know it's real because it's practical. Like we built it. So they can see it out there and they can think, wow, there's stuff, there's places to go, there's things to do, there's new people to meet, and of all colors of the rainbow, let's go meet them all. So that's exciting for us, really exciting.
Yeah, we're just sparking their imagination so that when they're old enough, they can be the creators just like us and create their reality rather than just being subjected to it, right? We're trying to empower them in the earliest stages of life, and it's so much fun.
How do you keep the music and the visuals fresh and engaging for kids in season two?
Well, here's the thing, and it's a part of maturing for me and Christian, where once, maybe a long time ago, we felt like this show, we are the top dogs doing everything. Well, we realized this is such a communal affair by people who are amazing, who know the best animators, know the best musicians. Like we just collaborate and allow. So, for example, in animation, we're not trying to micromanage a very specific thing. We're giving opportunities to creators to bring their style, their essence to this part. And the same with music. Like we're just we love these type of bands. Could you sing lyrics that a preschooler could understand and do it in your own style? So we're offering them, not trying to shoehorn stuff. And everybody comes, celebrities, you know what I mean? Comedians, animators, DJs doing a remix. Everyone just comes and pitches in, and it's kind of like magic from our position. We're like, we didn't do all of this, we just help facilitate it.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I had the opportunity to speak to Miss Kamryn Smith yesterday. And of course, she stars as Cammy Cam. And I spoke to her during season one, too. And once again, after speaking to her yesterday, I'm just reminded that she's just such a lovely young lady, right? How did
So
you all
good.
know that she was perfect to lead this series?
Okay, this
Christian.
is a crazy story, but during at the end of 2020, I wasn't working. We weren't doing anything, and no one was doing very much. I think it was early 21, like early 21. A friend called and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm looking for work. Like, help, help." Like it was a panicky time for all of us, and we didn't know what was going to go on with GABA. We didn't really know, and he said, "Well, I need a prop guy for a commercial I'm shooting in Arizona. Would you like to come be my prop guy?" And I was like, "I'll do it." So uh, I had a little experience doing that, but not very much. But don't tell anyone. Anyway, long story short, Kamryn and her father were starring in this commercial. And I wasn't directing it. I wasn't producing it. I was just like giving them the props, handing props in and out of the stage. And just like this is the spirit like took over and just said, "This girl is special. She's so pure and magic." I didn't even know she was a dancer. I didn't even know. And so after a take, I watched her take direction so well and actually do better than the director told her to do. I turned to her mom and I said, "Hey, I know this sounds weird, but I make a show called Yo Gabba Gabba." And, Adriana, her mom, was like, "What? We love that show." And I said, "I don't know what it is, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I would love for Kamryn to be a part of the show if we ever make it again." And she said, "Yes, please." So we just kept in touch. And it was like, you know,
Meant to be.
some
It was
people say
meant
the
to be.
universe and some people say God, but it was definitely meant to happen. We were meant
And
to
I
be.
can tell you, Nye, afterwards, she was up against many other professional actors for Apple, and far and above, she won out. It was not because we knew her, but we kind of knew. We're like,
Yeah.
Cammy, no
So
one could do better than her. You know what I mean?
yeah, we said, well, we have the girl, we have a perfect person to be in the show, and we had to, of course, go through the hoops, jump through the hoops of auditioning other actresses, and just Cammy just shown like she's a beacon. Yeah, she is a beacon. Like she's a great,
Because she's
awesome.
authentically
Yeah,
herself. You know what I mean?
yeah.
She's just genuine, and kids know that. It's like an older sister that you just like want to be around, you know?
Yeah.
She's the best, and their family is great too. She's just a great family, and
Christian, you said the perfect word to describe her. You said pure. And
Mm.
that is so right on. Because when I was watching her, I'm like, man, there's such an innocence about her that's so lovely. I don't want her to ever lose this as she's navigating this business, and growing up. Yeah.
100%, 100%. And we like protect her and want her the best for her, and she's like our little you know our little sister or our own child. Like we love Kamryn and our family so much. Like they just and we want to have more. We want people to see what she's capable of, and we're excited for this next season because she does so much more in this next season, and even we want to. She's a star, and if for lack of better terms, maybe if we could prop somebody up that is pure and innocent and good and a light to the world, please let's do it. Let's be. I would love to be a part of that. So I'm excited because she's just a great example of just you know pure. She's just great. I don't know. Anyway, I could go on and on. We love Cammy.
What messages or themes are you most excited for kids to explore this season?
Look, in basic, like all of GABA, imagination. Imagination is the doorway to dreaming yourself as more. And that is what Cami, DJ Lance, the kids at home are doing with their toys, right? Their imagination brings this to life. We are trying to instill the idea you can be a creator. And that I'm so excited, honestly, like all the themes and topics, these are fun life lessons and so beautiful to share together. But honestly, it's just that opportunity for the parent self to not just plop kids in front, but to participate with. And that's where the magic happens because you can dance, you can sing. It's not just a passive, I'm just going to sit here glued. It's fun. And that's what I hope people hold on to as an opportunity to co-view this.
Yeah, and it's just something that we wanted to do from the beginning is build in a curriculum to create like a whole human, like a whole child that if that feel confident in themselves and their identity and they're okay and they can share and they can give and take and become a part of the fabric of humanity and and have fun, like and bring light, like someone like Kamryn, who is Cami, who is such a beacon. There's so many seekers out there that need this kind of a light in their lives, and we're just really grateful that we could try to bring or try attempt to bring that to the world. But that's our intention, is that promoting respect and love and understanding. And what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding, right? Elvis Costello said that. But I mean, that's really the fun part of our show. Is at the end of the day, there's it's fun and the music's awesome, but we're really trying to do something to help the world. So